Hello, everyone. It's me, Jess, again. And God, am I getting more and more bored with every episode? Not about the topics, but just with how much I'm sitting inside. So I'm really glad these episodes exist because I know I'm kind of making them to spread my messages, but it's also lifting my spirits up in the process. And today's topic is the beauty of thrift shopping, which is something I can't go and do right now, but hey, hope and fantasy gets us quite far in moments where we can't get the real thing, right? Talking about you porn addicts. Now, what I wanted to speak about specifically is quite a few things, but I thought I don't want to make this an hour-long episode because I frankly don't even have that much to say about it. Sorry, let me adjust my microphone. Sorry, I was a bit high up. No, but I'll basically share my experiences in buying secondhand CDs, clothes, even books. I honestly don't read books. Oops. But also how it helps people reuse things, and it's kind of also good for people who have low income. Not gonna lie, man. You know, most of the times where I'm there, it's not that there's kids shopping. You have vintage stores that are really modern type of thrift shopping where it's mostly cool clothes and hand-picked, and there's also the thrift stores / secondhand shops where it's everything from antique furniture to books that have been probably banned from the public for weird reasons. You can find all kinds of niche shit there, and a shit ton of DVDs. Might start a DVD collection. I might. Let's not, before I make even a bigger mess of my room. But let's adjust my microphone again, because I swear to God, I always never make my setup the way I want it before I start, and then I just end up doing more and more shit while I'm doing the show. But yeah, let's stop with the rambling and start about the CDs. Now, I am a avid, is that a good word? I don't know if I'm using that correctly. It sounds really cool. All right, I'm a very fanatic CD collector, and I personally started really collecting them. Ooh. I think online, the website where I usually buy them from, this is not sponsored, but it's Dodax. It's free shipping, at least for me in the Netherlands. I know how it is in other countries. And lower prices, Jesus Christ, also has that. But I think the first time I bought CDs from that website to really start my collection, 2-3 years ago, for sure. And I mean, there were really sporadic bursts of me buying CDs over that time. And then I didn't buy one for a year. And then recently I bought 3 more CDs. But we're not talking about buying the new CDs. We're talking about buying secondhand things. Because quite frankly, most secondhand stores are not aware of the CDs they're selling. They're not going to check the prices. So they all sell it for €1. And what's better than paying €1 for a CD? Absolutely fucking nothing. No, but you have a lot of older CDs, Mariah Carey, 100 fucking times in that shelf. I haven't found Daft Punk yet, sadly. I did actually once buy used CDs in a CD store, but then you still end up paying $14 for 2 CDs, and I did it more to support the store, but I guess I wouldn't do that again. Not gonna lie. But sorry, I'm having a hard time breathing lately. I don't know what's up. Mom's been having the same shit. What are we dying? Are we dying? Good question. No, but I don't see myself dying anytime soon, hopefully. But basically, the CDs that I would buy were mostly things from my childhood, like Spice Girls. I didn't really listen to TLC, but I did buy that one. I have a promotional copy of, is it Backstreet Boys? I hope so. I don't remember very clearly. Whitney Houston and some 2 Unlimited CDs and a few singles. Now, the thing is, these are a nice addition to my collection. Sometimes I like listening to these. Also, Ace of Base. Oh my God, how could I forget? But this was nice because, you could buy these CDs new online, but you're going to be paying a lot of money. And quite frankly, having the CD mattered a lot to me in some cases than having it all new and the wrap and with a sticker that kind of shit, no. If it's a CD that I would really like to listen to, then I couldn't care less, you know? And I mean, recently I bought a Gorillaz album and also The Ladder by Yes. Now, we're not going to talk about my peculiar music taste today because I am so in the mood to order a Poppy CD, which is new metal. I'm sorry if I literally offend people right now. But yeah, my whole music taste is a pretty weird long topic that I'm probably going to make another episode about after I'm done with the following topics that I've planned for now. But that's mostly the CD part. I also am planning on buying myself a good CD set because, yeah, I'm that bitch that's been collecting CDs for 3 years and still doesn't have a fucking CD player. And yeah, I have like things that could play CDs, and quite frankly, I have the PlayStation 1 with the audio outputs, so I could buy myself some nice, funky, old school speakers because they're not that cheap secondhand. I mean, they're not that expensive. Holy shit. So yeah, I might do that. Oh, of course I need an amplifier and that bullshit, but you know what I mean. Now, clothes. I haven't really bought a lot of clothes from thrift stores directly, but I have bought clothes from Vinted. Sadly, today I had my first bad experience in where a person that I paid money to would not respond and hasn't been active for 2 weeks. And it just bothered me. Like, okay, cool, you come online when I pay, but then you don't even bother sending. So it was like 13 euros, you know, it was not a big loss. It was like 2 little funky sport jackets and some shipping on top of that. But there was currently like that action where you only have to pay like €1. Like action, what do you call that? That's a Dutch word that I'm translating here. It's like oxy, but I'm trying to say something else. Like an offer for like 2 months where you'd only have to pay $1/€1 for shipping. Maybe that offended a person. But the rest of the times went well. I ordered jerseys, t-shirts, a weird polo t-shirt from the Malteser ice cream factory, I think. I'm not so sure, but it just says that on the thing, so might have been someone's who worked there or was having like a promotion day for Maltesers. But yeah, that's mostly the clothes thing. I think that you could buy a lot of funky shit. I just haven't been really like clothes buying lately because I got what I wanted. I'm not the person that's like, oh, I gotta keep buying new clothes. No, definitely not. I burped too. I'm so sorry if that disturbed anyone. Now books. There's many books there. I think sorry if you just heard that, somebody came home. There's books that are like new. Barely ever notice new ones, but there's new ones. There's good ones. There's popular titles. There's titles that I've never heard of, especially since I'm not really a book nerd or anything like that. Not meant in a bad way. I'm a nerd for a lot of things, just not books. But the few books that I tried to read, because I suck at reading and do not have the patience to do it, they were good. They were nice. Really, if you ever need new books, just go into a thrift store. If they don't have books there, well, try buying some books somewhere else secondhand, because I don't even know why some literature is extremely expensive. Like, I understand with certain scientific books that I get the knowledge is something you pay for. But in the end, I'm like, some books, they were worth that 50 cent a lot. Or that €1. Depends. If they were hardcover, it was €1. Yeah, and paperback was 50 cents. Beautiful system. I loved it. Now I just have many books and some that I have to throw away. Because I said, I'm not going to throw away. I'm probably just going to give them back or something like that. Or give them to the library. I'll see. But amidst this fucking crisis, I can't do shit. So, I have flower books. I like them. It's like a little guide for what flower am I seeing in nature. I just hit my microphone because I did like this little hand motion. Like, wow, you know. But, yeah, I love flowers. Beautiful things. I love nature. Like books with pictures. Woo, I love that. I used to love them as a kid, and I still do, because it's so nice when you see something, there's a little explanation in it. It's like, this is this is that. They grow there, and they don't grow wherever else. And I'm sorry for the talking in the background. I can know how annoying that is, but I do not have people who are very respecting towards me having a talk show and couldn't care less. So one day there will be absolute quiet. But back to the books. Yeah, it's a great thing to do. Really, I totally fucking think it's amazing that you can buy literally anything in thrift stores here. And that there's also separate vintage things. And oh my god, this is annoying me so much. It's so hard for people to close the door when they're talking. They have to like let everybody know that they just came back from a little shopping trip. Couldn't care less. But all right, enough of me being irritated. This is totally destroying this episode. I already feel like it's garbage, but it's also because I haven't gone thrift shopping in a long while, and it's mainly because they usually don't accept they only accept cash. And cash is really something that's starting to become rare in my life and in other people's lives. Like, having cash is like, where the fuck did you get that? You might have a car and you went to the car wash, but even that is becoming like wireless payment with your cards. And quite frankly, I personally I'm totally not against cash payments, but I do feel that they're going to become very obsolete in the coming years. But now back to the people that do shop at these thrift stores with a lower income. I always see them paying in cash anyway, so that's such an horrible transition to what I wanted to talk about. Holy fuck. No, to the people that come to their thrift stores with lower incomes, I see them quite often. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the furniture and the glasswares and technological stuff is quite nice. Like, I personally really like it there, and I am definitely planning on getting myself a CRT television because I have a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2 that just kind of looks like fucking garbage on an HD TV, or at least whatever the fuck I have. It's a very old Samsung, but it's like when they tried making flat screens, but then they're still very thick. It just looks like garbage. It doesn't work very well, but it does the job or something. It's better for HDMI gaming, which I also do. Now, why I think that it's sad that some thrift stores are closing. I've seen some close in Netherlands, and every time that it would be on Facebook, there would be like little interviews or something like that, and they would interview the people that were shopping there. And they said, yeah, with the little money that I have, this was really the place where I could come for a chat, spend money on, you know, things that weren't too expensive, so I could add things to my home and give my children some gifts, and, you know, truly feel like I wasn't, like, that there was no care, like, in a way to say basically, hey, I'm poor, I don't have a lot of shit to spend on, and it's tough for me. And there's people here who feel the same way, and people who support me, while I can also buy something at the end of the day that doesn't cost me my whole fucking income. And I personally like that too. Quite frankly, I have always thought about when I move into a new place to get like furniture from thrift stores, because some antiques look very funky, and I'd love to have a haunted chair that people can sit on when they come into my home, and they can scare themselves to death as something grabs them from behind, but it's actually just me trying to pull a prank. Right. I personally really have had so many good experiences with thrift stores. Most also check what they sell. I've actually had more problem with these so-called vintage shopping stores where they're like, no, our products are hand-picked and high quality and there's no stains or holes. And you check the whole thing and it looks okay, right? You trust these people. Still, you come home and there's that one little fucking blemish somewhere and one little rip, and you're like, shut up, please, with your hand-picked. Ugh, no. Because everything else looked really fine. There's always just like, I feel like they just do like a quick swap and they're like, okay, there's no big holes. No big holes, okay? And honestly, I'm not very bothered by little rips and holes half of the time if they're fixable. Certain materials in these sport jackets that I wear are not very fixable, or at least I have no idea how to do that. If it's all like cotton and thread, or just a mix of cotton and maybe polyester, then it's doable. But when it's like literally only polyester or fuck's sake, some other plastic shit, like, what am I gonna do? Melt it? I don't even know how to do that. I don't know. Yeah. But to keep it short and very precious, this is my biggest compliment that goes out to these thrift stores. Being able to make money off of things without like hurting the person who buys. I think that's amazing that they have so many things for sale and that almost everybody can like afford them. And that there's also things for people to have a little more money, like fucking old pianos. Like, there's pianos for 200 euros and they're like half broken, but they're there. Yeah, I used to love playing on them, actually. one of my favorite experiences. Sorry for the smacking. I'm like trying to catch a breath. My favorite memory of just going to these thrift stores was playing on their pianos. And once this fucking drunk guy came sitting next to me and kept pressing the same button, I kept on going. And everybody was like, yo, where'd you learn that? Do you take lessons? I'm like, no. Quite frankly, I don't really feel like talking about all of this right now, the musical stuff, because that's just another episode of content. Like, listen, there's some topics that I can like slip into one of the episodes, but this ain't one for sure. Like, my music history with it, whatever, not like even the CDs was like, how do I keep that, you know, small, not large as fuck, and take over the whole episode. But yeah, it's also, they're very customer friendly. They have like little cookies and stuff and little cafes in their little thrift stores as well. To say I like thrift stores, I like who run the thrift stores. Those people are always nice. I like the customers and the products. All of it is good. I give it a full 5 fucking stars out of full fucking 5 stars. And then I definitely recommend, if you're ever here, go to those thrift stores, even if you don't speak the goddamn language. Just go. Really, it's not something that is, I might think it's still taboo here. Like, I once said to someone, like, hey, I go thrift shopping, and they're like, whoa, like, you really have a lot of, what is that word? God damn it. You have a lot of, my vocabulary, who? What? Oh, she basically said that she loved how I had no shame in saying that because it could be seen as taboo by someone. I was like, really? Why? I mean, I'm getting clothes for cheaper than most people and I could still look good. That's also a thing. Money doesn't buy you good looks. Listen, when you go into that store and you're like, oh, let's buy, for example, there was a huge trend with Napa Pijiri and, Stone Island? No. Yes? I literally don't know a thing. Sorry, I'm really bad with like more expensive clothing brands. But a lot of people like buy those things brand new, wild, funny thing on these vintage apps / thrift shopping apps online. There's people who are like, oh, I bought it a size too small. 20 euros go off. Like, I'm always saying, you know, there's this huge stigma, this huge taboo, this prejudice about buying secondhand or thrifted clothes, because they're not always dirty and fucked up. You gotta check that yourself and you'll probably find something that is really worthy of your money. So for anyone that listened to this and feels like, you know, it's also good for like the consumer market that you're gonna buy something that's been used before. I don't know, somebody once said that to me, like child slavery and shit. A lot of clothes get made with child slavery, so you're not making the original company like profit because you're buying it secondhand. Yeah, just if you can, then please to dear God, buy yourself some secondhand shit. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be clothes. Like, there's little statues and shit too, and then goggles and weird things. Just go literally find something weird, decorations for your room, for your new house. It's also nice when you're going to the city to go there with friends. So that's all I had to say. I know this wasn't a very like well-constructed episode, but like I said before, it's been a while for me since I even talked about like thrift shopping or have done it. So I'm just glad that whoever listened, that they somehow got the information in the end at all. So yeah, I hope you have a good day. Lots of love from me. Bye-bye.